watching this on the day this goes public, then guess what? It's my birthday today! So, let's watch the Sesame Street special, Big Bird's Birthday, or Let Me Eat Cake. I don't think Sesame Street needs any introduction, but for those who are living under a rock, it's a show originally pitched by Joan Cooney and Lloyd Morrisett. Along with Jim Henson, they wanted to make an educational show geared towards low-income and inner-city kids. And given its longevity, you can tell that it has succeeded beyond its wildest dreams. It's still going strong after over 4,600 episodes and 50 years. And I for one hope that it won't stop anytime soon. The 1991 special we're looking at is an hour long, yet it still follows a lot of beats from a typical Sesame Street episode. We might be doing another depending on the bonus objective poll, but right now, let's just enjoy Big Bird's Birthday, or Let Me Eat Cake. This episode is brought to us by the letter I, and also the number 4, just because. Also, the version I'm looking at is the regular episode version, marked number 2835. Hot damn, even that's a lot of episodes. Oh, and let's not forget the classic intro for this series.
How to get to Sesame Street.
Well, obviously it's in New York, so just head to 63rd Street and Broadway and you'll find it. Anyway, we open with Big Bird, who seems to snore like he's Donald Duck.
Happy birthday, Bird!
Snuffy, I was dreaming of the largest birdseed pile. While I don't have time to name every single actor for the Muppets, I'll at least go through the notable ones. The late Carol Spinney plays Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch, Frank Oz is Bert, the Cookie Monster, and Grover, and Steve Whitmore took over as the voice of Ernie in 1993, replacing Jim Henson himself, meaning until then Ernie is silent or uses old footage. There's also Jerry Nelson as the Count, Kevin Clash as Elmo, and Martin P. Robinson as Mr. Snuffleupagus, or just Snuffy. Fun fact, Snuffy was initially just some imaginary friend for Big Bird, until the adults finally had the sense to just turn around and see the big hairy elephant in the room. Anyway, everyone is wishing Big Bird a happy birthday. Everyone in the neighborhood is showing up, like the Muppet Monsters, the local humans of the neighborhood like the Robinson family, Bob, Linda. Yeah, sadly I don't recognize anyone in the human cast to know who's who. That's what happens when you go back to a show you stopped watching for years. You recognize the Muppets more than you do the humans. Back on topic, there's a bit of a problem. Big Bird doesn't know what a birthday is. He doesn't even know his own age. I guess he's forever 6.
Big Bird's beautiful birthday bash today, and all his friends are gathered round to say.
Well, if anything, the songs are very enjoyable, as they should be.
Ouch! Big Bird feather. Ouch!
Oscar, what did you do?
I only tried to put him back.
I forgot how much fun Oscar can be. Now, before I move on, you should know that the show is divided into several segments. There are the story scenes that make up the main plot of the episode, but then there will be several skits where the Muppets and humans do other stuff. In this special, we have Monsterpiece Theater, a parody of PBS's Masterpiece Theater, where the Muppets spoof various movies and plays while there are references to the number or letter of the day.
You lowercase letter I. You are so cute with your little dot.
There's also cartoons that do similar things or just be funny and educational, or we can have films with kids going about their lives just to broaden the horizons of the audience. In this special, there is a skit with a celebrity guest star, in this case Robin Williams. Here he is teaching Elmo about all the things he can do with just a stick.
It start off, you can be playing baseball in the World Series. Hit it over the fence and realize, I'm the one. Maybe you can be playing hockey. Shoot at the goal. Be the goalie. Oh, I saved it. I saved it.
And many of these segments come with a song. Many of these are Sesame Street originals, but in the past they used to do song covers, which included some questionably adult songs like
And I might not get back home at all.
You don't mean...
Lulu's back in town.
which had a hardcore scream.
Here she comes! Make way, make way!
For obvious reasons, I can't really show you every segment in this episode, but there is one I want to focus on. Monsters in the Mirror, sung by Grover. It's about how he sees his own reflection in the mirror, but instead of freaking out, he just happily says,
He said, wabba, 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 woo, woo, woo. Do not wabba me or I will wabba you.
Obviously, if you watch Sesame Street long enough, you'll realize that the monsters have their own words and language. In any case, this song came from an earlier episode. Not too surprising if a show lasted for over 28 episodes at this point. You have to reuse old content, but this version is very different for one specific reason.
Yes, wabba, wabba, wabba is a monster song. Wabba, wabba, wabba is a monster song.
Yep. It's a massive cameo dump. Every celebrity the show had in all of 1991 got to come back and sing along. But I don't think anyone was expecting this next one.
Wubba, 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 wubba. Yes, if you wubba me, then I will wubba you.
The Simpsons, in an episode of Sesame Street. That's freaking crazy! The celebrities make sense because parents are likely to be watching with their kids, and even then they're just actors. But the Simpsons are fictional characters from a cartoon intended for adults, and kids might not know that. Then again, it's no worse than when Arthur made mention of South Park.
Hey, wubba, man.
Bart!
Ah!
Going back to the plot, Big Bird and crew will go roller skating at Central Park while party decorations are taken care of by these two, Susan and Maria, played by Loretta Song and Sonia Manzano, respectively. But Snuffy doesn't want to join Big Bird since he doesn't know how to roller skate.
But Snuffy, this is my roller skating party.
Oh, sorry. I'm using an uploaded copy from someone's VHS rip of the special. Big Bird really wants his friend to come skate with him, so he promises to teach Snuffy. That's enough to get him to the park, but Snuffy is not the only one who could use some help.
He doesn't seem to mind falling down.
For the record, that is Snuffy's sister, Alice, whose suit actor only needed one performer instead of her brother's 2 performers. Might be more difficult to operate on skates this way. Meanwhile, Susan and Maria bring out the cake, which doesn't look big enough to feed everybody, but then they realize they need extra chairs. They go off to find some and leave the place unattended. Enter the Cookie Monster, who's always looking for something to eat.
Oh, cake! Oh, boy, me love birthday cake. Cowabunga!
You know, people tend to complain that the Cookie Monster is a bad influence for sticking to one type of food, but given what we will see here, we're better off if he doesn't eat anything else. At least he knows that eating the cake will ruin everybody's day, so what will he eat instead?
Chair! Oh, table!
The lesson is, always give him cookies. Otherwise, he will eat anything or anyone. And don't think he wouldn't, because I've seen what these Muppets eat.
Hi, everybody.
Hi there!
Oh, dear. I should have warned him.
More skating shenanigans ensue back at the park. Bob decides to tempt fate by saying how Oscar would never ever come here. So speaking of the devil...
I didn't know you liked to skate, Oscar.
I don't. I like the falling down part. Yeah, it's a nice ride down, and it puts some good dents in my trash can.
Is this just payback for what happened to you during that one Christmas special? Not that it matters, because Bruno here just skates like normal, much to Oscar's dismay.
What are you doing now, Bruno? Whoa!
Huh, he actually skates really well. That's cool. Oh, and not only does the cast come from all walks of life, 2 even perform sign language. One of them being Linda here. She's played by Linda Bove, who happens to be deaf herself, which makes this an ideal casting. Speaking of sign though, the Cookie Monster eats the Sesame Street sign. Oh no!
It not say happy birthday, Big Bird, so me can eat it.
Big Bird tries to encourage Snuffy to skate, and he does this with a song.
Put one foot in front of the other. That's the easiest thing to do. Put one foot in front of the other. Snuff, don't worry, 'cause I'm here with you.
I'm convinced that there aren't any bad Sesame Street songs, and for that you can thank Carol Hall since the 1970s, and sometimes she would even sing like in Woman Can Be. She sadly passed away in 2018, but I still love how this song fits with other characters learning how to skate. Of course it has its funny moments. Besides Monsters in the Mirror, this is probably the one song I really enjoyed while fitting perfectly with the Muppets.
Put one foot in front of the other.
That's the way that is.
Watch out! It's
I did it!
Meanwhile, Cookie Monster has seemingly eaten everything in the neighborhood except that cake, but he can't hold back anymore.
Cookie, what have you done?
What not ask me what me have not done? Me not eat cake. Oh, not yet anyway. Oh, but me want it more than ever. Oh, quick, move cake before me eat it. Hurry, hurry. Ah!
Where the hell were you two? Surely you heard the sound of crunching metal and brick, right? Then everyone else returns to Sesame Street to see the destruction. But there is a silver lining to all this.
Where's Big Bird's birthday cake?
47 candles on the cake. Ha-ha, that's 548 candles.
That's a bit excessive, don't you think? And now the big moment. They all sing happy birthday and allow Big Bird to blow out the candles. And what did he wish for?
I wished I could blow out all the candles.
Oh, Big Bird. You'll always be my favorite Muppet on this show. And as they cut the cake, they realize that the Cookie Monster isn't around. But when the cake gets served, he just shows up to get his slice. Though now he wants dessert on top of the cake, so...
Sesame Street has been brought to you today by the letter I.
Dessert!
And by the number 4, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, this was just good wholesome fun. That's Sesame Street in a nutshell. With a bit of learning from even the tiniest of things. Whether it's background characters, recurring characters, the segments, or the main plot itself, there's just something to draw you in. And it's especially important for children to see themselves in these stories. Or at least people or Muppets who look and behave like them. Because that's one way to keep them invested in the show and help them learn a thing or two. The special probably didn't need to be an hour long, but they were there to spearhead pledges to fund local TV stations. That's a good cause to get behind, and I would rather the show be publicly available all the time than just on HBO Max. Or Max, or whatever the hell they call it now. And no, having some episodes on YouTube isn't enough at this point. Sesame Street has also changed with the times by paying attention to current trends. And while they don't always do a great job in discussing those things, it didn't forget its original purpose of servicing all kinds of kids from inner cities. That's why the show has been around for as long as it did and remained beloved for generations of kids, including those who grew up to have children themselves. And depending on what my patrons vote on next, we'll be seeing more of it in a different way. I'm the Media Hunter. Media is my prey, and reviewing them my way.